Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. It's Thursday, so that means only one thing. It's Thursday Tier Talk. We're going to be bringing you a Premier League preview. We'll have a quick look back at the games over the last 3 days, keep you updated on the two games going on tonight, and discuss some of the news headlines coming out over the last few days as well, and bring you all that good stuff. Plus, we'll give you our picks and tips for Beat the Bookie. I'm flying solo tonight, no Dazzler tonight, so appreciate anyone in the chat, as always. But if you could subscribe to the channel, smash that bell notification, hit a like on the video, and of course share the content. Check out the audio shows as well on Spotify. They're doing well now, starting to pick up a bit of pace, getting a few plays there and stuff, so good to see it as well. Appreciate all your support as always. Right, let's get into this before we start. Let's get into our OGs of the channel. Joanne, how are you? Hope you're having a great week. Big win for the Arsenal there on Tuesday, but a big weekend coming up as well, so it should be interesting. Morris, my main man, is in. Evening, pal. Good to see you, and you too, pal. Is Darren watching I'm a Celeb? No, I think he had a family issue he had to deal with or something like that, so not a bother. I'll hold down the fort tonight, as they say with these single shows. Not a problem at all. Right, before we get into the preview, let's talk. At the moment, 70 minutes gone. Everton 0, Newcastle 0. Big game that as well. Newcastle looking to put a few points on the board there. Could potentially need a win there. Everton, if they get a result out of that, certainly help their plight with that 10-point deduction. So that should be easy to see how that runs out last 20 minutes. Looking at the moment, like Newcastle have the lion's share of the possession, but Everton, of course, creating the chances with about 40% possession, seem to be creating a lot more chances. So let's see what happens there. Tottenham at the moment are playing West Ham. They're into injury time in the first half, 45+3 there. Tottenham 1-0 up against West Ham. Christian Romero with the goal, Pedro Porro with the assist. So that brings you bang up to date on that. Let's go back to Tuesday. Big win for Wolves against Burnley. Burnley coming off that 5-0 win and then dropping one to Wolves 1-0. Vince and company had a bit of a reprieve for a day or two, but didn't last too long, of course. And then Luton 3, Arsenal 4. Last-ditch goal by Declan Rice, cementing the cost of 105 million. And I don't know if anyone's seen this, especially for you Gunners fans in the chat and stuff like that. Some Arsenal fans set up a GoFundMe, and he put it in there to basically give West Ham another 25 million for Declan Rice. That's how good he is. Because they feel at 105, they stole him off West Ham, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And you know something? Not wrong at all. Thoughts on the TV pundit winding up Jurgen Klopp last night? Bit distasteful at that level. It was. I have it here, don't I? Somewhere. Where have I got it? There we go. We were going to talk about it, of course. Yeah, do you know what it is? It's all well and good having a bit of banter, and obviously this guy was an Amazon guy, so he obviously wasn't used to the situation of it. I dare say no one else would go like that, and it was all ha 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 and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I think we've had whatever it is, 14, 15, 16, half 12 kickoffs at this stage. We're at the top end of the table. We're trying to challenge Arsenal and fend City off and do all that kind of stuff, We're finishing up on a Wednesday night. I think Jurgen said we'd get home at about 2:30. Obviously, come in late on the Thursday, do a bit of light work, I'd imagine, to recover from the game. And then Friday, we're probably on our travels down to London. So there's literally no preparation for this game. And I know people will turn around and go, oh, but they're multimillionaires and, they've got their own chefs and their own masseuses and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't matter. When you're trying to peak in terms of sports, when you're trying to peak for a certain time and your body clock is used to that kind of thing, when you knock that out of kilter, it's literally like the equivalent of jet lag, if you think about it. It's all well and good you talk about these guys flying around the world playing international football and stuff like that. That doesn't excuse them from the rawness of jet lag and stuff like that as well. So I think it's really, really important that we understand that. I don't want it to be used as an excuse, but I think if the nearest one to us, I think, is Chelsea with I think it is, or 6 maybe, you know. And I think we've had 14, I think it is, post international breaks. And then I think we've had another 2 or 3 after as well. I think the total is about 16 or 17. But I just think for one reason or another, it's a bit much. It's kind of taking the mick at this stage. And I think it's something that really needs to be looked at. But I could see why he got it right, because your man was a little bit flippant about it as well, you know. And I'd imagine Jurgen, you know, he's coming off a 3 points there. He's probably not happy about McAllister getting the stitches in the leg. He's probably fuming over hearing that Joel Matip has ruptured his ACL and is probably gone for the rest of the season, and probably that ends his career at Liverpool, not the way you want a career to end. So I'm sure he's absolutely amped up and pissed off. Plus, let's be honest, if you've seen the match reaction that I did today that went up on the channel, it wasn't a great performance by us either. You know what I mean? We didn't play well. You know, we scored 2 goals. One was at the death, so they were still in the game. You know, you could debate that the 2 goals, there could have been VAR decisions on another day. They could have been chalked off. Who knows whether you agree or disagree. But there's pressure there, you know, and like, I think we've gone under the radar now for a while and stuff like that, because the expectation for us would be, yeah, top 4 and that kind of thing after doing this like midfield rebuild and still in transition from that and all that kind of stuff. But now the expectations have to ratchet it up now, because now we're second in the league to Arsenal, 2 points in it. Man City are struggling, so there's a gap starting to appear there. Newcastle are thereabouts. Villa are after coming right up and stuff like that, so there's a bit of pressure on. But now we find ourselves probably in a title race that maybe he wouldn't have foreseen that might have happened. Who knows? So let us know your thoughts on that. But I think at the top end of sport and stuff like that, it's frustrating for him, these 12:30s, and his frustration is that people on TV can say whatever they want and comment on it and stuff like that. If he comments on it, he gets a fine and he might get a ban or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So he's absolutely strangled and he can't say anything, and everyone else can go ha 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 at it. So it's not good, you know. But that's my thoughts on it. Yeah, so absolutely. So just to let you know, let's go into Wednesday and have a look at Wednesday's games. Wednesday's games were very, very interesting in the way they turned out. Brighton getting a win against Brentford. Brentford, I think, had gone 1-0 up. Brighton coming back to pick up the win 2-1 at home. Good result for them. Palace not in a really good place at the moment, losing 2-0 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth starting to find their rhythm and picking up results and stuff like that. Crystal Palace really struggling post Wilfred Zaha's exit and stuff like that. Just not playing well. Now, having said that, they'll probably rock up on Saturday and have a good game. And it'll be a very different game for us as well. We'll be doing a preview tomorrow for the Crystal Palace game. But Crystal Palace, they kind of bring a different level of physicality compared to, say, Sheffield United or Fulham. So it'll be a different game. And of course, there's plenty of history between the two clubs as well. Fulham went on a mad one, beating Nottingham Forest 5-0. Talks and rumblings at the moment about Stevie Cooper's position at Nottingham Forest at the moment. I think he's lost, that's 4 on the bounce. I think he's lost or something like that. So a lot of pressure ratcheting up. Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 2. I know Chris Wilder back there maybe got somewhat of a bounce. They did create a few moments and stuff like that. Van Dijk looking back to his self, what he was before and stuff like that. So that's really, really important. But I think Chris Wilder post match as well, he said, you know, he was talking about the potential, you know, the VAR decisions basically in relation to Virgil's goal and in relation to Darwin's tackle and stuff like that. I think they're the kind of tackles we want seen, that, you know, they should be let go and stuff like that. I think if VAR start calling that stuff back, and they have already, and they did set a precedent. So not just last night, but also like on Sunday as well, or whatever it was, we were very lucky against Fulham as well with the winning goal as well. So it's been going in our favour at the moment, but it has gone against us in the past and stuff like that. Villa picking up a massive 1-0 win against Man City. And we talk about 1-0s that don't reflect the game. Aston Villa absolutely trounced Man City, and they should have won by an absolute at least 2 or 3 more. They were really, 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 really good for their win. Man City struggling at the moment. Pep kind of tinkering at the moment, trying to find positions for players. Obviously, if you miss KDB and you miss Rodri, you're going to have problems. That coupled with Gundogan going out the door, Mahrez going out the door, a lot of quality going out the door and stuff like that. Diaz at the back kind of struggling a little bit, being a little bit exposed because he doesn't have the protection from the midfield that's wide open. And when you go in there and you do match City like for like and you go at them rather than kind to defend against them in a kind of a fear factor way, you can definitely get results against them. They certainly seem to be off their game at the moment. And it's a big opportunity for all the teams at the top now to create potentially a gap. And especially with City, I think they're heading off soon as well, aren't they, for the World Club Championships, or the World Club Cup, whatever it's called. So they'll be behind game wise and stuff like that as well. So let's see how that goes. But really encouraging. Villa were unbelievable last night. Really, really impressed. Unai Emery, unbelievable the job he's doing there. And then one of the shocks, I suppose, Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea so poor. So poor. Just, again, Poch, not dissimilar to Pep, just kind of tinkering with things at the moment, kind of finds a recipe that works and then changes it. Not sure where to put Cole Palmer, not sure where to put certain players, and moving them around, changing Cucurella around, Levi Colwell around, Reece James around, just changing players constantly all the time in a flux of change. So you can't really find a rhythm. Manchester United in truth should have won this probably 5-1, maybe 6-1. They had plenty of chances. Chelsea just seem out of sorts, just seem to be rudderless at times and stuff like that. The double pivot in there of Enzo and Caicedo, I don't think really works. I think it has to be either or, and I think that's the dilemma for them. Thiago Silva looks like he's past his sell-by date. What a player he's been and stuff like that. But if he's getting in there ahead of what they've brought in and stuff like that, you have real problems. Sanchez brought in to play out from the back. Darren mentioned it to me today. We were talking about Chelsea when I was in work, and he was saying the reason Sanchez was dropped originally was because he couldn't play out from the back, and that's what they wanted to do. And it seems like Chelsea have brought him in to do that, and he's causing more hassle than what he's solving. But just a real bad night at the office, and it was an opportunity. It galvanised United once they got that impetus going, especially at Old Trafford with the crowd. They have a lot on their plate at the moment as well. Players not playing very well. Players not really in the team. Talk of Casemiro, Varane. We'll talk about it later. Jadon Sancho potentially exiting the building. Miguel Delaney was talking about it today, I think, in an article. So we'll touch on that a little bit later. But certainly, Ten Hag with the leaks and the stories coming out, the press being banned from the press conferences, and it would have been generally a good time to go play Man United at Old Trafford, especially with Chelsea trying to turn over their hoodoo there, because it hasn't been a very happy hunting ground for them in a while, but struggled to do it, and it was really, really, really poor. Let's go back, check on it. 1-0 to Everton. Everton have just scored, 82 minutes gone. Let's see. Nathan Patterson, Dwight McNeil again with the goal on 79. That's a huge goal for Everton. And I tell you, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm very happy to see Everton coming out of the bottom three if they do, because I think they were hard done by. I think they were stitched up a bit. Tottenham still 1-0 up. It's half time there as well. So let's go. Let's take some comments in here. Lots of comments flying in at the moment. Where are we? What's the crack? Good to see you, my friend. Henry, what's the crack, pal? Make sure you're checking out Henry's channel. Big up Morris. Hiya, Joanne. No Daz this evening. Now he's busy doing some family stuff, so not a problem. I'll hold down the fort. Not an issue at all. If me or you were interviewing him, we wouldn't ask that. We certainly would not ask Klopp that. We'd have more respect. And especially now when it's such a touchy subject for Klopp, and I think genuinely, I know a lot of rival fans and other fans and stuff like that will talk about Jurgen Klopp, and they'll say, he's always pissing and moaning and giving out and stuff like that and all. I think he actually genuinely cares about player welfare. I really do, and I think that's why this stuff upsets him so much. So let's say, it's not the place to be going, Palace in poor form. It could be a 6 a.m. kickoff and you'll be fine. That being said, they have been a bogey side for Pill. They have been, absolutely, and that's my concern. The podcast is looking fairly festive. It is the festive season, folks, so we got to get all Christmassy for you, don't we? If Unai Emery can sort out Villa's away form, they are a shoe in for top four. I predicted they would finish ahead of Spurs and United, and I stand by that. Listen, they're doing unbelievable. And it's mad, isn't it, when you look at the table at the moment? You see United there, 3 points off City, and how poor they've been. even though they have grinded out results and stuff like that. But it's just mad. It's mad the way that whole table is condensing up and stuff like that. And I tell you, if we get a win against Crystal Palace and go top lunchtime on Saturday, that'll be brilliant. If Arsenal fail to beat Aston Villa and that whole table tightens up again, boy oh boy oh boy, are we in for a serious title race. And I still make the point that the team that does the best business in January at the top end of the table will be the team that probably will kick on and win the league. And I think now, if there was ever a time for teams to absolutely pony up and try and make something happen, this is the year to do it, especially with the level of injuries. Dennis is in. How are you, Dennis? United defeating Chelsea was an underwhelming game. I thought there'll be plenty of goals coming from both teams last night. Well, that kind of should have been, shouldn't there? Really, I mean, United had loads of chances and stuff like that. Chelsea had a few chances as well. I mean, Onana did well for a few chances for Chelsea as well, but I just think United just looked like they had so much more energy, so much more desire. Obviously, I think dropping Rashford was a key point in that as well. I think the manager played a real cool ace card there because it kind of galvanised the team as well. And then when he brought Rashford on, the crowd got behind him and stuff like that as well. So very clever there from Ten Hag as well. So don't count them out just yet, but some big games coming up for United, and that will tell the tale really. I'll be over Wednesday to shop. Look forward to it, pal. I always love coming in and chatting. Aces, Everton 1-0, absolutely. Dennis, United defeating Chelsea was none. I thought that plenty. Yeah, I just got that one, didn't I? I think Pochettino now Champions League spots are unreachable. I don't really think that's the issue. I don't think Pochettino should be in any way worried about trying to hit top four and stuff like that. I think he needs to worry about actually finding a team and putting a few wins on the board and stabilizing a few positions and actually giving actually from a coaching point of view, which is normally kind of a strong point, actually getting an understanding to the players of what he expects them to do. They look rudderless on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, is he just putting out um players and expecting like Enzo and Caicedo to just go out there and do it, or what's happening? It's a hard one to understand. Not tonight, Henry. I'm all good, pal. I just need to get this done tonight. I have a few bits to do later on. Still trying to break the back of all the decorating and all. Oh yeah, Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa. That'll be a super game. Jack, how are you, my friend? Hope you're all good. Morris, Arsenal, Liverpool need to capitalise on City's form now because we know they will go on the run. Not only will they go on the run, I actually think Pep is going to blow a wedge in the January window. I think he's going to bring in a few players. And that would be a bigger fear for me, to be honest, because I think he knows. I think there's a few players in there he knows that they're probably just not up to the mark or not good enough. Um, it will be a good evening for Emery on Saturday. It'll be a great game. Can't wait to see it. Really excited about that game. I watched the Everton game and I forgot about him. I'm going to switch it on now. 2-0 now to Everton. Wow. Wow. Unreal. Not Leon, autocorrect. Absolutely. 2-0 to Everton, and it is the Core with the goal on 86 minutes. Look like they're going to run out winners. Very happy for that. Just kicked off in the second half of the Tottenham West Ham game, still 1-0 to Tottenham. Everyone defeats Chelsea. What's new? Not too sure about that. Not too sure about that. City didn't. No problem, pal. Not a bother at all, Henry. Get you on soon. Probably get you jump on. If you're available tomorrow evening, maybe we might do a Crystal Palace thing or something. I think I might be doing it during the day. I'm not too sure. Right, let's get into the fixtures for the weekend, of course. Right, so we start off, of course, with Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Big up to Deutsch, ideal Ireland manager. He would be an ideal Ireland manager, wouldn't he? But we can't afford that guy. Stop going on about it. Looking forward to watching Liverpool destroying United and Arsenal. I'd be very happy if that was the case. I'm not too sure. But let's start. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. We'll be looking to put a win on the board. That door is creaking open. We could go top of the league, even if it's for a few hours. Add a little pressure to the Villa Arsenal game, no doubt. Put a little bit of pressure also on Man City. I know they're going to Luton, so you would expect them to win there, although Luton have looked really well at home at times the last few games. So let's see what happens there. I'm expecting Liverpool to run out winners, probably 3-1. And I'd love if Mo Salah would just get this 200 goal, because I don't know whether it's the level of games he's played or the pressure to land the 200 goal or whatever it is, because he just looks really tired at the moment. But hopefully Liverpool 3-1. Let us know what your thoughts are on that one. Is that a lunchtime Palace game, Noel? It is. That's a 12:30 one. Noel, can you do a live of cooking the Xmas dinner? Not a chance. We do a live on eating it. Joanne's going for a 1-1. Yeah, it's a sticky one, Joanne, isn't it? Could be dodgy enough. Eno's agreeing with me. 3-1. Jack's going for a 2-1 Liverpool. As I the score from them, Nunes and Sabaz for us. Not too bad. I take that. I am concerned about our defence, though. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think they're going to go into the market. I think they know they have to go into the market in January for either a central defender or a left-sided central defender that can play on the left side as well. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, there would be concerns there. Losing Joel Matip now, and having the boy Kwanzaa there. There's talking Nat Phillips back in January or something like that, so that might be the case. Let's see what happens. But I don't think bringing Nat Phillips back is going to send any sort of warning sign to our rivals in terms of a title race and stuff like that. So I do think we need to dip into the pocket and strengthen things a little bit further. Remember, we never completed our rebuild in the summer. We only brought in the midfield, really, So that's the thing about it. So Man United versus Bournemouth, which I think is a very, very interesting game. Bournemouth playing really good football at the moment. Picked up a big win there last night, I think it was, or was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it? No, it was last night. Last night, beating Crystal Palace. So I'm sure they'll give United a good game. Not sure whether they'll have enough or not. I think United will have bounced back somewhat. They'll have the crowd behind them there on Saturday. And let's see what way Ten Hag approaches this one. But I think United probably 2-1. Sheffield United versus Brentford. Both teams struggling somewhat. Brentford haven't been really at it this year. Obviously, losing Ivan Toney was absolutely huge. But they've been very unlucky at times where they've been caught just in the latter stages of games and stuff like that, and it's kind of sunk them. You can see from Thomas Frank as well. He's a really, really good coach, and he's trying to find a formula there and stuff like that. And when he puts it out there, you can see the disappointing in them when they get caught late on. But I would expect Brentford to have enough for Sheffield United. I don't see Sheffield United getting a bounce from Chris Wilder, not greatly. And I think this should be a big opportunity for Brentford to go out there and get 3 points on the board. Let's take some comments. Let's see what you think. Where are we? Ian, I was thinking Man United 2, Burnley 1. And Morris is thinking 4-1 to the Pool. I'll take that all day. Dennis is in. Salah's 200 goal will come against Man United. He's warming up for the big occasion. Hey, listen, I'd like him to get a few more goals before that. He could score 204 or 205 against United or something like that. But let's see. Morris, Richie Hogan, and Derek Ling was in the living room on Tuesday night drinking pints. We're getting Frimpong. He is so good, man. Maybe. Let's see what happens. Kelleher, Trent, Konate, Virgil, Costas. Yeah. All good with me. Not too bad at all. I think that's what we have to go with, isn't it? I think United will win again. Yeah, I think United will win again as well. Eno's going for a Sheffield win at home to Brentford. That'd be a big result for Sheffield United and badly needed. Salah's 200 goal will come. Yeah, absolutely. Wilder's first home win on Saturday. Big call. Joanne's going for a 2-0 win to Brighton against Burnley. Interesting. Yeah, I think Brighton will have way too much for them for sure. It's going for a 2-2 draw as well, Joanne. Interesting. Bournemouth and Man United. Interesting. I don't know. I think they'll be on a bit of a wave from the Chelsea game. I think they'll probably just get over the line. West Ham 3, Fulham 2. Interesting. West Ham 3, Fulham 2. West Ham 3, Fulham 2. You have to skip and right down there on me. I was wondering where it was. Amateurs, Acers. Amateurs. Joanne's going for a Brentford 3-0. Yeah, I think Brentford will probably win. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Just watching Darwizy putting up his Christmas tree. It's a gas video, isn't it, Jack? All in the matching pajamas and everything and all. I seen it earlier. Baz is in. Evening, bro. What's the crack? I'm all good, my friend. Good stuff, pal. Hope you're all good. No, don't lie. You enjoyed that view of Trent's arse last night, lads. I tell you, isn't he mad, isn't he? And he knows what he's at as well. It's class. You know, and the thing about it is nothing can happen because it all looked so innocent and stuff like that and all. So funny. Man City 2, Luton 0. Yeah, I think it could be a lot more than that. Henry's coming in. Gomez is the only other defender, right? Gomez, Kwanzaa, Gomez and Kwanzaa, I think, are the other. Kwanzaa's the other one, isn't he? Jarrell. Which I wouldn't be too. Listen, I wouldn't have a problem with Jarrell Kwanzaa going into defence against Crystal Palace if he had to be. Crystal Palace are quite physical. And the one thing that Jarrell Kwanzaa has shown us this season is he's well up for the physicality, not a problem to him at all. The company get the contract extension last week. Now he just missed out on it by a couple of days, Morris, after the follow-up game. Ian's going for Newcastle 3, Tottenham 2. Big scoring game. That'll be absolutely class. Just to keep you updated at the moment, 6 minutes into injury time at Everton, it's 2-0. And West Ham have equalised against Spurs. Jared Bowen with the equaliser. Massive result there as well. Absolutely brilliant. Great results tonight for us, Morris, if you check them out. Let's talk Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. I think this has to be a Wolves win, and this could be the nail in the Stevie Cooper coffin. Let's see what happens. But I think Wolves are home. I think they're looking very, very solid at the moment, and they're starting to find a goal or two, which is really, really important. I think Notts Forest at the moment, I think they're just a little bit lost. I think they have an idea of what they want to do with Alanga and stuff like that and all, but I just think somewhere they were doing okay. Then they lost the boy Iwoni, the ex-Liverpool guy. And I think now they're just struggling, really. I think they're just a little bit off at misfiring and stuff. Joanne's going for a 2-0 to Wolves. Yeah, I think at home be tough to beat them. Jackson, Christmas Eve sorted, 12 afternoon, go for a haircut. 3, watch the Tranmere game. 5:30, watching the Reds take on Arsenal at the Fortress. 9 p.m, boxing AJ and Deontay Wilder. That's a heck of a day, isn't it? That is a heck. As days go, does it get any better than that? And then Christmas morning, Jack, you're going to get up and you're going to have your boxing machine and you'll feel like AJ and Deontay Wilder. That's pretty cool. That's a great day sorted out. Forest away form is worrying. It's absolutely shocking. Aston Villa 3, Arsenal 0. Wow, Joanne. Wow. That's huge. Morris, what do you think in Aston Villa versus Arsenal? Joanne reckons 3-0 to Aston Villa. Wow. That would be a statement. Absolute statement. Unreal. Jack, Villa will beat Arsenal this weekend. Trust me, they barely beat Luton. I wouldn't say they barely beat Luton. I know it kind of came down that way and stuff like that, but Arsenal had a bunch of chances, so I wouldn't say they barely beat Luton. And I did feel for Luton and the boys and stuff like that. They were heartbroken at the end and stuff like that. They thought they'd done enough. But I kind of felt in that last 4 or 5 minutes, you could sense something was coming, you know? You know when you get that feeling that there's a goal coming? And it's just a weird one. I don't know. Aston Villa, Arsenal. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, I think. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Joanne's going Everton, Chelsea 2-all. I fancy Everton to get the win there. If that Man United Chelsea shows up, I think Everton will have an easy win. I think Everton 3-1. I think Everton 3-1. Acers, Everton 3. Everton after scoring again 3-0. Who got the third one? Beto got the third one. Nathan Patterson with the assist. That's a very important result for Everton. That's huge. Eddie Howe will not be happy at all, especially going into a big game at the weekend against Tottenham away, and then having to go into the Champions League. So that's not great preparation at all. Joanne's going for Fulham 2, West Ham 0. Thinking a draw there, maybe 1-all. I'm thinking. Morris reckons I take a point now, Noel. Would you really? Would you? I'm thinking a draw as well. Probably I don't know. Let's see. I mean, you're probably going up against Arsenal are very much in form. Obviously, not playing brilliant, but getting the job done and looking steely in terms of that title race. Aston Villa's home record, sensational. So this is going to be a kind of, are Aston Villa serious or are they not serious? Let's see. I think Arsenal will be on it. And we know that Aston Villa at times, let's not forget this, folks. Aston Villa this season as well, as much as we love Emery and some of the stuff they've been doing, at times they've been shocking. They've dropped some really bad results as well. And Arsenal are good enough to do that to them as well. Don't discount them. What's your thoughts on Hillsborough law? Government leaves victims' families disappointed again. If you want me to start talking on that now, honestly, it's going to get emotional and it's going to get real bad, honestly, because I've been carrying that now for so long. I can't carry it any longer, honestly. It's just sickening. Joanne's in. Luton 2, Man City 0. Joanne, you're looking to win the Christmas money this Saturday. No doubt about it. You're looking to hit the jackpot on the Christmas money. I hope these are going into your Super 6 for Warren. Don't forget, folks, check out Warren's Team Talk and his Saturday show, and he does this Super 6 and all this kind of stuff. Joanne, if you hit those results, it's going to be a massive day for you, that's for sure. Morris is in. Yes, Jack, but we did beat Luton, unlike Liverpool. Exactly. Yeah, loving getting my Christmas trim, especially waking up on Christmas morning with a fresh trim. Yeah, nothing like a fresh trim. Richie's in, folks. No wrestling talk, please. Football, relax there. It's all good. We can talk about anything we want. It's Thursday night. Arsenal let in 3 goals the other night. Our defence and goalkeeper situation is ridiculous. Yeah, but Joanne, that's not the norm. That's not the norm. I mean, and look, loads of teams have gone there, and look at us. I mean, we scraped the draw against them. So it was just a mad game, wasn't it? It really was just a mad game. That's not the norm for Arsenal at all. Still got the win, Morris. Yeah, but different when we're robbed there. I don't know about that. Can't wait for that Frimpong X Trent bromance. Gonna be different gravy, bro. We shall see. All decisions will work out, Jack. No point in dwelling. On to the next game. That's the way it is. That's the way you have to be. City will destroy Luton on Sunday. Yeah, I think so as well. I think Pep will be really looking for something serious there. Everton Chelsea, we called out, didn't we? We called out Everton Chelsea. I think Everton could win that one. Fulham versus West Ham, I think it'll probably be a draw. Man City, I expect to bounce back with a big win against Luton. Tottenham Newcastle is a very interesting one, isn't it? When you look at all that. The PGMOL, defo looking at every detail and try to get Trent a fine or a suspension. That won't happen. They can't do that. Like unless your celebrations are really, really bad. There's nothing bad about what he did there. Shushing the crowd is not an issue. So look at Haaland the other night on the pitch with the referee and everything, and they want to do something to Trent on a shush celebration. Stop. Madness. Tottenham West Ham 1-1. Yeah, absolutely. We got that Acer Studs there. Maybe I'm a little bit behind. The comments are coming up slow. Big shout to everyone, absolutely, in the chat. Also, Morris, you lot are being linked with Frimpong. You need him more than we do. I don't know. I think Arsenal's development is way further along, Jack, than ours in terms of what we still need to do. I think they still look more dangerous than we do. So I think if you're looking into the January window and you're talking about a title race and stuff like that, I think we probably have more to do in it than what Arsenal do. Look, I think Arsenal will just turn around. They'll just go for Ivan Toney, and that should set them a little bit. I'd say Spurs will smash Newcastle. Yeah, but this is Newcastle. Newcastle go to Spurs now and they'll end up beating them or something like that. This is the madness of the league this season. We need a striker, Jack. You certainly do. And sure, no better than Ivan Toney to get in there. I'm on about Trent with nothing. They can't do anything about that. There was nothing in that. Like they cannot do anything about that. Martis, you missed the Kilkenny Dublin branch AGM on Tuesday night in the living room. This was luncheon, new Kilkenny jersey. There you go. Morris. But you lot go through strikers like women go through pads, mate. whatever that is. So there you go. That's your roundup, folks. That's what we think is going to happen. Be interesting to see what the table looks like after Saturday night. But a great day's football ahead on Saturday and also on Sunday. The Premier League absolutely knocking it out of the park. Give me your thoughts on this, folks. What did you make of the media ban by Ten Hag and Man United, binning off the MEN and Sky Sports, Rob Dawson, various other guys? Samuel Lockhurst, I think, was involved as well. They were all banned from it. What did you make about it? Let me know your thoughts on that in the chat. Our strikers ain't clinical. That's why we call up short. That's why we come up short, unfortunately. Yeah, but you know something? If you look at your goal scoring at the moment, Morris, although some of your strikers are a little bit blunt, you're sharing the goals around, and I actually prefer that. I'd rather the goals being shared around on my team than to have one focal guy in there banging in the goals. I always say that if you can share them around, you have a good recipe there, you know. Sir Jim, takeover 2-week delay. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I think. Do you know what the problem is? It's not just a 2-week delay, because I think they're saying then he can't take charge for about 6 weeks. So I think you're looking at a situation where they may have a problem going into the market in January. And when you hear about this talk going around, talk here coming out, Miguel Delaney talking about that Manchester United have put Rafael Varane, Casemiro, Jadon Sancho up for sale. Probably not surprising. But if they go out the door, then what happens in terms of getting players in? These boys have to be replaced. And regardless of what your thoughts are on Jadon Sancho and why he's out in the team and stuff like that, United could seriously do with him being in the team for one reason or another. Man United need to start cancelling contracts. It's not that easy though, Morris, is it? Like, who are you thinking? Whose contract would you be thinking about cancelling? If you look at Rashford has a solid contract there, just signed a new one. 325 grand a week, probably plus bonuses, probably a 4 or 5 year contract. Not easy to cancel that, is it? But I think some of them will go out the door. I think Saudi will be the destination of choice, and I'm sure they'll get good money for those boys as well. Interesting to see where Sancho goes. He'll certainly be an interesting one. What do you think of the sin bin idea? I absolutely hate it, John. I hate anything. I hate anything that slows the game down. They're trying to sanitize the game in certain ways. They're trying to allow for decisions that are made in the moment, even through VAR and referees, to be kind of looked at and averaged down and stuff like that. No, it's just going to become a mess. And how is it going to work? Someone needs to explain to me how is it going to work. If you're, say, up at Newcastle, let's say you're playing Newcastle on Saturday at 5:30, absolutely freezing cold, it's winter time. Are you going to ask a guy to go into a sin bin for 10 or 15 minutes and he's standing there and he's cold? Do you think we have injuries now? Wait till you see what comes out of that. A guy running back onto the pitch, freezing cold hamstrings and everything else. It's absolutely crazy. There's no way this sin bin situation is going to work. It's absolute pure nonsense. Mate, Jurgen didn't like the joke about the 12:30 at the weekend. The interviewer asked him, it looked like the gaffer was about the bathroom. Yeah, he didn't. And look, we know how he feels about it. We absolutely know how he feels about it. And that's not the kind of thing that you want to have a joke with Jurgen Klopp. He absolutely is livid about it in the background. Acer's gone for Martial. Yeah, probably going out the door as well. Yeah, interesting. Who are they going to be left with, and who are they going to bring in? It's a strange idea, the sin bin. It really is, Joanne. I think it would just annoy me, you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's not rugby. It's football. And the beauty of football and the reason we like it is because of the pace at which it operates at. So I just think it's really, I think it's a crazy idea. Full-timers, by the way, folks, at Goodison as well. 3-0 Everton run-out winners. That's a massive win for Everton. Newcastle, Eddie Howe with a few answers. And he's had a few questions thrown at him in recent times as well. Big game coming up now at the weekend against Spurs. Spurs still 1-1 with West Ham, 67 minutes gone. These matches could be really going in our favour, Morris, at the moment. I think the problem at United is that Rap Bruno. I'd say he's absolutely toxic, but up Scott McTominay, United's top scorer. Scott's unbelievable, isn't he? He just has that knack of arriving in the box, Eno doesn't like the sin bin idea. Andrade Almas on his way back to WWE soon. Oh God. Looking forward to Deadline on Saturday. Yeah, it should be decent. Um, they need to sell Anthony before they sell Sancho with a banter club. They're going to find it very difficult to get Anthony out the door on the wages on the contract he's on, and the money that they paid for him. Absolutely crazy. Big up, lads. Corvo, what's the story? What happened to you tonight against Everton? Fill us in. Let us know where it all went wrong, as they say. Big ups, David Moyes. Yeah, absolutely. Big up, David Moyes. Tottenham 2, Newcastle 2 is what Joanna's going with at the weekend. Yeah, it could be a high scoring draw, couldn't it? Jack saying, yes, Corvo, lad. I have no words for that result. It's really Goodison Park over the years has really just been that anomaly, isn't it? You go there and you can be in the best form of your life and they can be absolutely on the ground, and you can leave with a result like that and absolutely look back and go, how did that even happen? Oh, yeah, absolutely. What else have we got? Chris Wilder we spoke about. What do you make of this whole thing between Pep and Carragher? Is interesting, isn't it? Unreal. Newcastle away form is terrible. Yeah, they're not really hitting as much. But look, we knew St James's would be a fortress anyway. Corvo, thank God the New York Yankees got on Sato today, and my day would have been absolutely ruined. Yeah, it would have been ruined. What do you make of this Guardiola? Jamie Carragher didn't win the Premier League once, and Carragher, I think I'd have had probably won one if Liverpool were owned by a nation state and pushed the rules so far that the Premier League charged him with 115 charges. Bit of Boyd, isn't it? What do we make? Are we feeling the pressure there at Man City? Pep actually responding to pundits and all and stuff like that. Is he feeling the pressure and stuff? Let us know your thoughts on that. Where are we? Jack Cara. He's greater than Pep. Yeah, I like Carragher's sharp, isn't he, and stuff like that and all. But very surprised that Pep responding. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, but we've seen a bit of it recently, didn't we? We've seen Rashford responding to the United stand as well with the show that they made, and all that kind of thing. So people are getting very tetchy about what's coming out these days. More saying, I have to say, I like Jamie as a pundit, but when he spat at that kid, it was very bad. It was really, really bad. No one liked it at all. But very, very good pundit. Pep feeling the pressure, like the 115 charges. Yeah, absolutely feeling the pressure. I think the kind of the Gundogan and Mahrez leaving, and the kind of just bringing in some players like like Phillips and stuff like that, and all just really, really poor and stuff like that. I think he's struggling with some of his signings, and I think between some of his tinkering and some of his signings are coming back to bite him. But again, KDB missing for most of the season is absolutely huge. And when he comes back, you'll see a different City. And I think even KDB, Rodri in there at the moment, who we think, like for me, Rodri is one of the best midfielders in the world, if not the best midfielder in the world. But I think when he doesn't have that support structure beside him as well, there's a little bit of a struggle. And we've seen at the moment that if their midfield can get bypassed, their defense can be very shaky, which we normally would have assumed is very solid. But when you look at City over the last number of years, and when they've been winning so much stuff and all, their defense generally has been on holiday because they've been so protected by their midfield and their attacking front and stuff like that. Because they're generally nearly always on the attack. There's very little defending for them to do, so that's why they've looked so good. Now they're a little bit exposed, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. How are you, Warren, my friend? Good to see you. Hi, all. Hope you're all well. Absolutely. Looking forward. I'm off on Saturday as well, Warren, so I should be able to catch the show. I'm really looking forward to it. Haven't been on in a week or two doing all this decorating for Christmas. Hi, Warren. Just skipped on there, sorry. Pep was listening to the song Under Pressure. Absolutely. Big up Henry and Jack. Any Mason Mount updates? As far as I know, he's just still not playing. I don't know what the story is there. That's a weird one as well, isn't it? When you look at Ten Hag and stuff like that, he's like, the players he wanted absolutely crowbarred out the door are the ones that perform. And I think Harry Maguire the other day, did he win Player of the Month or something like that. It was nominated for Player of the Month. I think he won it, actually. So he was out the door. McTominay, who's their top scorer, was out the door. Martial, they wanted out the door. And all of a sudden, the players that he bought, apart from Lissandro, who's injured, were all benched with the exception of Amrabat, who came on yesterday for the Chelsea game, and Onana, who's been horrific. So it's a real weird situation at the moment there. Corvo, roll on January transfer window and the MLB returning in February. I say definitely the transfer window. Carragher spitting at United fan the motto. It was absolutely shambolic. Sky should have fired him on the spot for that misconduct. Well, they did. They brought him off. He was off for a while, wasn't he? Niall hit the gritty like the Tranmere player did in the week. Yes, I agree, Corvo. Morris, 10 watching and only 2 likes. Hit them likes up. Please, folks, smash the likes. That's what makes the difference. That's what puts the content out there into the ether for other people to enjoy it. Dazzle's in. What's the crack, Noel? Where's the Dazzler? He's busy with some family stuff tonight, folks, so he will be back next week, no doubt. Hi, Corvo. I hope you're good, mate. The bus was on fire tonight. It was. Big time. Big up, Daz. Mount out injured. Is he, though? We were led to believe Casemiro was out injured as well. But I heard from a sneaky little insider that Casemiro is fit and he's training on his own. Just saying. Hello, Daz, mate. Hello, Warren, my lovelies. There you go. Mickey Mount. At Warren Stein talking. Must watch it over, buddy. Hope you're well. Absolutely. Make sure you're checking out Warren's channel as well, folks. And all the channels in there, Henry's and everyone else's. Big up, Henry. Hope you're well today. I'm good. Thank you, Daz. West Ham 2-1. West Ham 2-1 against Spurs. Ange Ball, how are we, mate? Ward-Prowse with the goal. Don't need to tell me too much about Ward-Prowse. You know how much of a fan I am of James Ward-Prowse. I'm one of few Liverpool fans that wanted James Ward-Prowse to sign for Liverpool. Just saying it. Big up, Jack. Warren's in. Hi, Joe. I hope you are well. At Daz. Eno's in. Gonna hit the hay now. Great show. Cheers, Eno. Thanks for joining us as always. Enjoy your rest. Even because I see Dazzler is dressed as John Cena tonight. Yeah, you can't see me. Absolutely. All right, Morris. Right, what else do we want to talk about? Let's see what's in here. This is an interesting one, isn't it? The anti-doping prosecutor officers have concluded the trial process of Paul Pogba. They have requested a 4-year disqualification from football for the midfielder, reporting at Romeo Agresti. Was the reporter on it and stuff like that. So it looks like he's going to be hit with a 4-year ban, which would bring him up to 34. I think he's 30 at the moment, says it there. So he'd be 34. So this literally ends Paul Pogba's career in football with a 4-year ban. A horrible way to go out. And I know United fans have mixed feelings about this man. A lot of people in football have mixed feelings about this man and things that have gone on and stuff like that. And we know there's a lot of stuff that's gone on in the background, family-wise and various things like that and all. But, he can be absolutely brilliant. He can be frustrating. He can be all those things. But getting caught with a doping ban now isn't good. Doesn't look very good at all. It looks like he's going to get 4 years, which will end his career. And it's kind of, some people will say it's kind of a sad way to end his career. Some will say, he's never too far away from controversy anyway. So, unfortunately, Paul Pogba, 4-year ban incoming on anti-doping violations. Right, let's take a few more comments. Where are we? Where did I stop? Corvo. Niall, did you see John Henry having a howler trading there? Best pitcher at Boston Red Sox for 2 Yankee prospects. I didn't look at Corvo. I don't follow it. I barely follow FSG in relation to Liverpool, to be honest. I don't follow it really in baseball. The last time I followed it, I think they paid 195 million for a pitcher or something like that, and then they said they'd no money for transfers for Liverpool. So that was the be all and the end all for me. I'm sticking to my prediction about Villa. Good, Joanne. Absolutely stick to your guns. And listen, I've been watching your predictions, Joanne, and you've been getting them right in the last few weeks. Some of them have been coming in, so absolutely stick them. Jack Dazzler smoking a bong. That's why he ain't here. Oh, God. Ange better have those Celtic trophies close to hand. Yeah, absolutely. Did you just get the one there the other day? I seen one there the other day. It was Harry Redknapp. Was after receiving an ESB bill from Spurs for £17,000, and he rang up Spurs to question it, and they said, "No, the bill is actually legit, Harry. You're responsible for it because you left the lights on in the trophy room 20 years ago or whatever it was," and they racked up a bill of 17 grand on the ESB or something like that. It was absolutely hilarious. There's a picture of Harry Redknapp there holding an ESB bill, and also hilarious. Dazzler dressed up like Jim Cornette tonight. No tennis rackets, no tennis rackets. Inter Miami will sign Pogba in 4 years. Don't know. Don't know. You could be right, but 4 years out of the game. You see what happens. 6 months out of the game is huge. 4 years is massive. I wonder, is he allowed to appeal that? Could he appeal that down to 2 or something like that? I'm not too sure. It'd be interesting to see. The judge and Boise were chatting about the judge's days as a bingo caller. It was hilarious. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be gas. I've done my Super Six. I tell you, Joanne, if they come in, you're going to leave all them on Warren's show for dust. I tell you, because you've picked some gems there. Acers could have happened to it. Absolutely. At Warren's same talk, the judge is funny. Yeah, he certainly is. Yeah, seen that. Did you see that one? The what's your man's name? Hamza, is it? Put up a TikTok there the other day, and he was talking about the Luton Arsenal game, and he didn't wait for the game to end and put up the 3-3 and was singing the song. And then they won 4-3. You'd want to bury yourself, wouldn't you? Great video, Niall. I'm off to bed. Absolutely, Henry. Enjoy. Thanks for dropping in. Make sure you check out Henry's channel, folks. Any bets for the weekend to look out for now? I'm going to go through Beat the Bookie now in a few seconds, my friend. I'm just going to bring it up here because I do them somewhere I can access them. There they are. Yeah, so we have 3 bets for you for the weekend, so I'll go through them now, Charlie. Just get a few comments in. Emery will wipe the smile off that smug get Arteta's face. Sue. I feel like Vince Russo after that result, bro. Yeah. Probably feel like Shawn Michaels. Have you lost your smile? You probably feel like Shawn Michaels. Have you lost your smile? Inter had a new team in Liverpool. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll bring every single dog in the world in your room. I'd love to. There's a few downstairs. I think we've got 4 at the moment. Yeah, but I think we're going to have about 8 or 9 for the weekend. So look forward to love working with the dogs. Can we get Ted back on for the Stephen Kenny dissection? Ted would gladly come on. More like Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window. Yeah, what a kick. He was on tour, Corvo, with friends of mine, lads from NLW, and they were staying in a hotel in France. And they were in the room having a few drinks, 2 boys. Paddy Morrow, shout out to Paddy Morrow, what a wrestler. And Sean Maxer Brennan, 2 brilliant wrestlers. And they were in the room, and Marty Jannetty was in the room with them having a few drinks, and they reenacted the barbershop window, but they opened the window in the hotel. It was about a 10-foot drop down onto a lawn over a hedge, and Maxer super kicked Paddy out through the window. I'll see can I dig out the video for you. And Marty Jannetty is just gobsmacked at it. Best thing I've seen in a long, long time. They did it years ago. It was on an AWR tour in France or something like that, but it was spectacular. Jack, get at least 37 and plus 26. Luis Suarez is singing for Inter Miami in summer. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Stephen Kenny in talks with Kilkenny hurling team. Pat Rice coming in as a selector. What did you think of the game last night, Noel? I thought the points were much more important than the performance. I didn't think we were great, to be honest. I thought there was little snippets in the game that I liked. Virgil starting to look still good as well, going back to the form that he had. I thought Endo in the 6 was really good, sharp little passing. I thought Dominic showed more shades of what he was earlier in the season. He's had a few games where he hasn't really been at it. I think Mo was struggling. I think Trent is doing really good. I think Kelleher did really good. I think the problem with Kelleher is when you see people bearing down on goal, he just doesn't have that. You know, when we talk about the Virgil van Dijk aura, you have that Alisson aura as well. He's a big guy, Alisson. So when he spreads himself in the goal, he's huge. When Kelleher spreads himself in the goal, it's not quite the same. But big up to Kelleher covering for him and stuff like that. he's doing a good job and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought the performance was kind of flat. But I think you get games like that at this time of the year as well, Daz, when they're coming at you thick and fast. It's just more about getting the points than it is about the performance. Now, I think that will change. I think you'll get more of the same probably on Saturday against Palace. But then as we move into the next few weeks and we start playing the Man Uniteds and the Arsenals and stuff like that, you'll see a big lift in the actual performance as opposed to you'll get a performance that will match the points and stuff like that. That's what I think. So just got to roll with it at the moment. Just make sure we're just getting the points on the board. That's all that's important. NLW sold out again, and Nice love that show. Jamie does a stellar job on that all the time. Did you see his foot? Damn, it's wild. Yeah, absolutely. Niall, have you heard the first episodes of Doctor Who have been restored and are due to be released? I look forward to that, actually. That would be good. That's hopefully it comes out sometime over Christmas morning. That'd be great to see that, actually. Remember those old episodes. That's fantastico. There we go. Steve Bruce has mobile glue to his ear hole. Absolutely. Waiting on that call. Is he waiting on that call? How would you feel about Steve Bruce going in? Niall, Big Sam or Steve Bruce or Roy Keane? Great options, Warren, aren't they? Can I take a shot and pass, maybe? I don't know. Definitely not Roy Keane. I prefer Roy Keane as a pundit. I wouldn't want to lose him as a pundit. And also, I think it's about 10 years since he managed, and I think his management style wouldn't work. And I don't think he's capable of evolving. So I think it would be very difficult for him to go into that environment. I think it would also be very difficult for him going into that environment when only having players for a certain amount of time. I think it might frustrate him as well. Steve Bruce, I don't know. Flip of a coin between Brucey and Big Sam. I'd imagine Big Sam would be quite expensive, but I'm sure he'd fancy the job. Remember, Big Sam started out his managing career, I think, down in Limerick, didn't he, as far as I know? So I wouldn't be too upset at Big Sam. I think the West Brom stuff kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth in relation to Big Sam because they went down and he threw them under the bus then, which wasn't really nice. The Leeds situation didn't work out great either. So we'll see what happens. But if they're the three choices, probably go for Big Sam. I don't know. Brucey for me would be. I don't know. He's another one who I think he'll just toe the FAI line. I think Big Sam will be a bit more kind of he want things done a certain way, and Keno for me is definitely not an option. I'm so tired from all the mock exams I have had this week, but I have so much fire and energy. Of exams tomorrow. Yeah, you finish tomorrow though. That's good and getting all in for the weekend. And Corvo, Game Awards are starting soon, so I need to get the beers out of the fridge. Celebrate my day off tomorrow. Absolutely enjoy it, my friend. Anyone but Roy Keane. Yeah, absolutely. Marky's in. None of the above, Warren. Yeah, that's the fact. So, I mean, if they're gonna get anyone in, get Lee Carsley in. Send Bruce to the Malcolms. I need a laugh. Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather have Roddy Collins there. Absolutely. Limerick East. Shithole again. Good Lord. All I want for Christmas is Simeone. Tell you, Joanne, you get him and you won't want them. You won't want them. You'll be heartbroken. Don't be. You're in a good spot at the moment. You're not playing brilliant football, but you're getting the job done. And that's all that matters. People that are dismissing Bruce and Big Sam are absolute goons. We just have the worst manager in history. Big Sam 100% win ratio in international football. Yeah, I know, 100% ratio. What do you make of that? That's a statement, isn't it, Morris? Absolutely. I'm not passing either of them off. But I think we should go for something a bit more progressive. Carsley, I think, would be more progressive. That's what I'm thinking. Coils in, big up to the volcano from down in Wexford. How are you, my friend? When since do we win the league in December? We bet Luton barely, and the fans are celebrating. But you gotta celebrate the wins, don't you? How can you not celebrate the wins? You have to celebrate your wins. You can't not celebrate your wins. You just, regardless of whether you want change and all that kind of stuff, you have to celebrate your wins because look at what's happening with Man City at the moment, Kyle. You could have a big chance this year. You know what I mean? You got to get behind it. Park how you feel about Arteta. Try and get that kind of positivity going. Celebrate the wins. Always celebrate the wins. How many 4-3s have Liverpool gotten? I celebrated every one of them. Celebrated every one of them. Look at that Fulham game there the other day. I was jumping around when we got the winner. Now, once you die down and you start dissecting it and you go, but how bad were we at this and how bad were we at that and stuff like that, but you got to celebrate the wins. You've got to find, especially with VAR and the way everything is gone, you have to enjoy the wins because they're trying everything in the game at the moment to destroy your romance and your love of the game. So you have to keep it alive. Can we sing some Christmas Carol, Niall, as I step into Christmas from Gavin and Stacey? Do you know something, folks? I've never really watched Gavin and Stacey, but my wife Hillary's a huge fan of Gavin and Stacey. The volcano in the house, absolutely. Big up Acers. I don't know, it's that volcano emoji as well. It's cool, isn't it? Because it's more like it's like a Santa hat as well, isn't it? So it's kind of fitting at this time of year. Carsley ain't going to give up that well-paid number in England. No, he ain't. But we have to try, don't we? Hello, Coyle. And Coyle's in. Celebrate May when we lift the league. Yeah, but you have to celebrate all these little celebrations on the way, don't you, to get to that one? You know what I mean? And that's it. And look, you know, if he doesn't deliver that this year, he's probably out. So you'll either get silverware or you'll get what you want. So either way, if you think about it this season, you're kind of onto a winner, lads. If you want him gone, if they don't win out this year, he'll be gone. And if you do win something, then you can celebrate winning some silverware. So this is a win-win situation for you guys this year. Celebrating May, absolutely. Hi, Kyle, the legend of the legends, absolutely. Hi, Joe, big up Warren, you legend. Morris is in. When we win the league, good man, Kyle, you heard it here first. Absolutely, lads. All joking aside, to talk of Big Sam and Steve Bruce, I'd rather give someone like Stephen Bradley a shot ahead of them. But for me, Carsley or Houghton. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm heartbroken now, have been for the last 4 years. But again, as I said, either way, you're going to get what you want. You're either going to get silverware this season or he's going to go. Or are we saying, do you think he'll survive if he doesn't get silverware? He's highly going to survive again, is he? Great that Kenny is gone, Kyle. Danced around the gaff, he did. Sent me the video, he did. Absolute Morris, he's useless. Morris was so happy when that was announced. He's got to go, Noel. 700 million spent, and we are struggling to get a performance in. You're struggling to get a performance in, but Morris or Warren, you have to remember as well, a lot of teams in the league at the moment are struggling to get a performance in, but you're still putting the 3 points on the board, and the performances will eventually come. Just got to stick with it and stuff like that, you know. And you will get players in. You will get players in. Don't be surprised if Ivan Toney and all comes through the door. No, I'll get the Tranmere goalkeeper on here. His name is Connor Robson. You get in touch with him, Jack. Send me the details, and I'll gladly contact him to come on. He has an Instagram. We had a big chance last year. Look what happened. Yeah, but we did the same thing, Joanne. If you look at the Liverpool blueprint as well, we fought after Man City, and eventually we got there. You're talking about going up against one of the greatest teams in Premier League history. And you can't forget that. And I know, listen, I know the anxiety of wanting the silverware. I know the anxiety of wanting change and stuff like that. But let's see what happens. Well, we are winning nothing, mate. You will win the league. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure, Kyle. I think overall, I think you look better than us at the moment. I think in terms of a more structured way. And I also think probably you will probably go out and do better business in January. And we'll have to do less business in January than what we have to do because we're looking now at probably a centre-back, probably a left-sided defender. Might still have to go get a 6. Salah going off to the AFCON. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be holding my breath on it, that's for sure. But we shall see. We shall say it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a good season. This title race is heating up now. It's going to be good. And he said he is down to do a live stream. Brilliant. Happy days. Get him to get in contact with me and we'll have a chat. Absolutely. Arteta needs to go now. Well, he's not going to go, Joanne, is he? He's going to be there till the end of the season and then deliver silverware or you'll probably go. If you want to lift the trophy before May, hit me up. There you go. Hogan Elite Trophy here, our sponsor on the Monday mashup. If you're that anxious for silverware, we have you covered. At Mark, yeah, absolutely. I want Ollie Gunner as Ireland manager. Stop that now. Stop that now. How crazy. Keith's in. Keith Potter, how are you, my friend? It's been a moment. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. How crazy is the league this season? It is a madness. Wait till you see what the league table is going to look like after this weekend. It's going to be crazy. 5+ injury time. Let's get an update on that actually, because my phone went there because I was looking at the bets. How are we looking in that game? 90+3, and it's 2-1 to West Ham. There we go. Hope it stays that way as well. Where am I? Yeah, 5+ injuries on. Big up, Das. He won't get sacked ever. Too many brainwashed, clueless fans on a board and owners who don't care. You reckon, Warren? You reckon he'd stay if he doesn't deliver silverware this year? It'd be hard to justify it, wouldn't it? Because that means then they'd have to go and give him another 300 million to spend, wouldn't they? If it's not good enough. And this could be potentially the season to do it, because Man City, all joking aside, look a little bit shaky to say the least. So there's an opportunity opening up there. And if Arteta doesn't step through that door, I think he could be in trouble. He'd be very hard to stay on if he doesn't deliver something this year. I'm not joking, no. You have to be joking. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. John Morris, we'd never look at it. We'd never watch Irish football again. Now, you hear about Jamie reach 5K? I did. I sent him a message on it, and I liked it and stuff like that, all his stuff and all. I do watch his streams, Daz, as well, during the day. When he does the day streams, I do be in work, and I do have them on and stuff like that, and they'll be commenting and chatting and stuff. So, 100%. Yeah, you reckon he'd stay even if he doesn't win that? That's mad. Fair play, Warren. I reckon if he has a fair tilt, he will stay. Gotta get over the line, Morris, though, don't you? Gotta bring in some silverware this year. Not bad, Niall. Hope you're doing good yourself. I still think City will win the league, though. They always have a big run after Christmas. Yeah, I think where that big run will come, I think obviously they'll get KDB back. Rodri be back on his pomp again. But I think you could see at least 2 arrivals going in there as well. And I think that's where the difference is. And we know that Man City are sitting on a stack of cash, because they've done a great job in selling off some of the assets from the academies and stuff like that. And also they have money there. They have a war chest and they could go in and get people. No doubt about it. But good to see you, Keith. Really, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If we pull off Connor Robinson on here, absolutely. Absolutely. Jack, get working on it. That's your job. Right, let's get into Beat the Bookie. Yeah, what did I do first? Let me see. I can hardly remember at times. So my first bet up I did was result and both to score, and it's a 32-1 shot. So I did Liverpool to win and both to score against Crystal Palace. I did Man United to win and both to score against Bournemouth. And funny enough now, maybe I'm second guessing this after tonight now because I did the bets earlier, but I did Chelsea to win and both to score. And that might be a stretch now against Everton because I actually think that might be a draw. But we leave it in there at the moment anyway, and it's around 33-1 that bet for your treble result and both to score on that one. Then I did a goal scorer bet, and the goal scorer bet is worth 67-1, I think it is. So I went with Mo Salah to get his 200th goal for Liverpool against Crystal Palace. I went for Dominic Solanke to score against Man United for Bournemouth. Ollie Watkins to score against Arsenal for Aston Villa. And Jack Grealish to score for Man City against Luton. And that, I think, returns about 67-1, if I'm not mistaken. And then I got one final bet for you. And it's the treble draw bet that I like doing. It's 47-1 this week, folks. And I went for Villa and Arsenal to draw. I went for there's a call to Everton and Chelsea to draw. So I kind of went against my own bet there as well. And then I went for Tottenham and Newcastle to draw. So those 3 draws, folks, will give you 47-1 for your money. Tidy little bet. Villa, Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle. Not a stretch. All 3 to draw. 47-1. Let us know your thoughts as well in the comments if you are having a bet at the weekend. Where was I now in terms of comments? There we have that one. Warren's in. City always start shaky and finish strongly. Yeah, but this has been a big shake, Warren, hasn't it? Sent me a link. Yeah, I'll check it out later, Jack. Appreciate that. 73% win ratio at Man United, all competitions. Yeah, but would you want it, Morris? You're an Arsenal fan and I'm a Liverpool fan. Not a chance. Arteta couldn't win an argument, never mind Premier League title or Champions League. Absolutely. And Jack, I'm in talks with him, okay? I'm trying. I know I'm a massive Cranmere fan and I would love to say hello to him too. So I'm really trying as hard as I can. Yeah, look, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we get him on, we'd have a chat, it'd be a bit of crack. That's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we are live, of course, on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So if you could make sure you're following on all those platforms as well, we would really appreciate it. He is my pick, honestly, no joke. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the Ireland job. We have a Premier League ACCA and us to win. We'll have a Premier League ACCA and us to win. Interesting. That's what we want, as us to win, definitely. Yeah, so folks, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video, which is so important on the way out, folks. Make sure you're doing that. Make sure as well you're supporting all the channels in there as well. Warren's, Morris's, Henry's, all the channels, if I missed any that are in there and stuff like that. I think Joanne has a channel now as well, so check out Joanne's channel as well. Joanne, if you have a link, make sure you're dropping it into the chat and stuff like that. Get those subs up and stuff like that and those views. Let us know your thoughts as well, of course, on the socials, what you think is going to happen this weekend. I should be back tomorrow at some stage with a Crystal Palace preview. You'll catch me in Warren's chat on Saturday. Like I said, bit of crack always over there. The banter's always great fun. CM Punk, sorry, Ian. Rovers. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you can, folks, support all the channels, all the usual stuff. Have a safe weekend. It is cold out there, so be careful as well. And we will be back with you tomorrow and over the weekend. Talk to you again real soon. Cheers, folks.